isso, cara?
Tá no controle? Não tá sentindo uma raiva avassaladora?
Não, eu tô sentindo uma raiva normal.
Você reverte de volta à forma de Jen quando dorme.
Essa buzina era mesmo necessária?
Pra comédia, com certeza.
You're the first person to really break the fourth wall in the MCU, even before Deadpool.
Yeah.
How does it feel having that distinction under your belt?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's such a fun thing to get to do. You know, there's so many shows that do it, but like this one feels earned because she's been doing it since the 80s. So there's this legacy of her always being aware of the audience. And that awareness feels integral to her in the sense of like, she's also super aware when she becomes She-Hulk. You know, so it's sort of like this weird idea of like, that's her superpower actually.
I'm wondering how much of that funny and the comedy was on the page and how much did you actually bring on set? Because breaking the fourth wall seems like there's a lot of room to play maybe.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of playroom, but truly it was the script. And that was why when I read it, I was like laughing on every page when I read, for the audition. I was so excited to get to read the pilot because it was so weird and it was so straight out of Jessica Gao's brain, but it had such a strong voice to it, and it really truly is the script that's that funny, and then we just try to say it truthfully and play with each other.
I wonder if you have any keys to making your transformation process work. Like, is there anything special to it when you transform?
I mean, the transformation itself always felt like Jen kind of exists in her head. She's sort of always analyzing everything and always sort of like 10 steps behind herself, but at the same time 10 steps ahead. So she's kind of like, there's a lot of chaos in her head. But She-Hulk feels like she kind of lands in her body. So there was something about like breathing into my body that actually felt like, and having a relaxed body that felt more She-Hulk than Jen.
Did you get any mocap advice from like Tim Roth or Ruffalo?
Mark and I talked about it a lot. I also got to speak to Andy Serkis about it briefly, which was like a dream. He's just like the master of it, and to hear the way that he works on character and to sort of like take on some of that, but also know that my character was like kind of the same person as when she is, small at 5'4" or whatever. But it was great to talk to him. Yeah. I feel like she's incredibly relatable. She sort of doesn't, she doesn't acknowledge or assume the role of a superhuman. She kind of denies that's a part of her, and is really just more fixated on like the minutia of her life and trying to figure that out. So that kind of conflict to me feels very relatable. Also just like being a woman who is suddenly thrust into like a very public sphere and suddenly everybody has opinions about her body and about her existence, feels, like people will relate to that even in their own lives.